general's name. In the library, she's a casual reader. She's Tanko and heads turn when they need her. Tanko, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Her blood's filled with vinyls of the past. Old school thrust in a world that's fast. She got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Playlist filled with vinyls of the past. Old school plus in a world that's fast. She's got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she rolls with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. It never hides. She sails through centuries like a ghostly queen in a castle of stories. She's never unseen, with pages for wings and ink as her crown. Tank Girl's legend won't go down. She wields a pen like a knight makes his stand. With every signature she claims more land. Bold and corrupt like a cannon's boom. Tango's bound to be history's doom. Oh, go, go, go! 1, 2, 3, 4. She wants a fire pockets full of flame. His own war books knows every general's name. In the library, she's a casual reader. She's Tanko and heads turn when they need her. Tanko, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Her blood's filled with vinyls of the past. Old school thrust in a world that's fast. She got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Playlist filled with vinyls of the past. Old school plus in a world that's fast. She's got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skill on spin, where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she rolls with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. It never hides. She sails through centuries like a ghostly queen in a castle of stories. She's never unseen, with pages for wings and ink as her crown. Tank Girl's legend won't go down. She wields a pen like a knight makes his stand. With every signature she claims more land. Bold and corrupt like a cannon's boom. Tango's bound to be history's doom. 1, 2, 3, 4. She wants a fire pockets full of flame. His own war books knows every general's name. In the library, she's a casual reader. She's Tanko and heads turn when they need her. Tanko, she knows the world with a skills on spin. Where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Her blood is filled with vinyls of the past. Old school thrust in a world that's fast. She got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skills on spin. Where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Playlist filled with vinyls of the past. Old school thrust in a world that's fast. She's got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skills on spin. Where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she rolls with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Never hides. She sails through centuries like a ghostly queen in a castle story. She's never unseen, with pages for wings and ink as her crown. Tank Girl's legend won't go down. She wields a pen like a knight makes his stand. With every signature she claims more land. Bold and corrupt like a cannon's boom. Tango's bound to beat history's doom. Oh, go, go, go! 1, 2, 3, 4. She wants a fire pockets full of flame. His own war books knows every general's name. In the library, she's a casual reader. She's Tanko and heads turn when they need her. Tanko, she knows the world with a skills on spin. Where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through pages of battle, she roams with pride. Ancient armor in her heart and never hides. Her blood is filled with vinyls of the past. Old school thrust in a world that's fast. She got a mind sharper than any sword, ready to rewrite the tales of old lords. Tango, she knows the world with a skills on spin. Where history's rebels and revolution begin. Through
Alright, good evening everybody and welcome to my stream. I'm your host TankGirl90. I am the one, the only Lady of War, the queen of different hair colors, and a bunch of other things. I'm gonna make my intro very quick. Tonight we were supposed to do our story Thursday, but I actually had one of my little genetic attacks at work, so that rendered me very ill. To be fair, the game we're playing, which is Dystopica, it is a cozy dystopian city builder. Cozy because there is no management of anything. You just build to your heart's content, delete to your heart's content. Was going to be the first game that we were going to play, and you're probably going, okay, is there a story to this game or what? Because, I mean, your Story Thursdays, those who know my Story Thursdays know that we play story games, right? Story games are like Far Cry and Aliens, Dark Descent, stuff like that. Not exactly. So, I am kind of creating my own world. I don't want to go into too much detail right now, but... Or, I can't go into too much detail because I actually don't have enough information myself as the creator. But the game will allow me to craft cities in that world. And that's the reason why we're going to use it. So right now, these are just building templates. Merging buildings together to make, different kind of buildings. What I can tell you is the universe is a cyberpunk universe. So it's not set in cyberpunk. Mind you, this has nothing to do with Mike Pondsmith's, 2020 and the game's, the 2077 game. But it's like a cyberpunk world. So the game fits in really well. It's very dreary. It's very droopy. It's very, because droopy is totally not at all what you want to call it. There's a snowstorm because this city's somewhere in Canada, but I'm actually going to turn this snowstorm off for now, just so I can see a little bit better. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I could build with the snow. It wasn't that hard. There's light snow. I do like my snowstorms, though. Until I have to drive to work. Then I'm annoyed. Thunderstorms. To get that Blade Runner vibe. You gotta have that for the Blade Runner vibe. But anyway, I don't know what I'm doing with the city. The city will be built on the fly, which is why I like that the game lets you put down and drop stuff very quickly. As I said, these are all templates. This is literally 2 different buildings stuck together. So, actually, it's 3 buildings stuck together. 2 of these, 1 of these in the center, and then 2 of these, which ended up just happening to make bridges on their own. Some buildings will connect on their own, which I think is really awesome. These ones are 4 of these with 1 of these, but you can't see the tower. The tower, actually, you can see just the top, just the tip of the tower, which acts as, again, just a centerpiece to align them. However, I came up with this newer idea of allowing the tower to be like some sort of like high-rise penthouses maybe that some rich people are lucky enough to have. But these are also, technically these are mega buildings, so like in Cyberpunk, you're really not going for space in these places. You're not really rich if you're living in these. But I decided to do it anyway, and this is 6 of these. So it's literally like, it's just, where's the single one? Sorry, the camera moves a bit slowly. I think there's a scroll setting. So all of these are literally just these copied to make my own building. The game lets you have a lot of creative power, and there is a Steam Workshop. Sorry for the excessive zooming. Also, I think I was toying with the height. Yeah, I was toying with the height. That one is at max height. I kind of wanted the mega buildings to be as tall as possible so that I can like cram as many people into them as I could. However, if you consider the bottom buildings, I mean those are still big, okay? Like because I stream on YouTube, I need to clean my potty mouth a little bit there. I have an excessive potty mouth. And I know it. I know it. I swear like a sailor and I dress like one too, but I never was. Anywho, so I was experimenting, like I said, with some of these new ones. I'm not sure, like I said, where we're going like this too. If you take these 2 buildings and you put this, for some reason this building here has this interesting little V cutout over here, but then it has a random hole, and if you put them together, I was like, hey, it makes a circle. So that happened. We're going to toy with other buildings. So there's also different types. There's Central, BD, Low Town. These are Low Town structures. Seaville, which is Chinaville. Ladder Row, not sure. New Eden, very, very, very like lush looking buildings. Very extravagant looking buildings. Rustport, well, it's in the name. Then Hamster, these are all mods. Spacers, Spaceports. This is literally a sky hook. Mod. Sorry, I didn't know it was going to scroll that quickly. Mod. All of these are mods up until we get to, I believe, Newport. No, Newport is also a mod, but Omega Core, Alpha, Jade are not mods. Port Terra and Scaffolding are DLC stuff. And then the rest is all mods. We also have I have my mods so I can make ground roads, so like physical roads, so I can have streets and stuff like this. That's the other thing. Like I have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Like what kind of, how I want it to feel. I could go mind you, Blade Runner had ground cars too, but you guys can already see like some of the hovering automobiles flying around or hovering vehicles. I could just go that way. I could go that route, but that's probably not how I'm gonna do it. Because I envision people still taking ground cars as well. So, also this is the playfield. The playfield is pretty big. So let's start by constructing maybe in this corner. And I'm also gonna like make sections of the city, like there'll be an industrial place. I'll mess around with stores and shops. I have mods for shops and stores and stuff. Pew pew and wep wep. Hello, Dr. Death. There's also props. I'll show you guys all the props. Okay, there's highway props, monorail prop, so you can get, you can have your own end cart like you do in Cyberpunk. ABC, so signs you can write, and it will write what you tell. There's other random signs. Some of these are mods, by the way. Some of them are not. Bear that in mind. I think all of these are not. These are defensive walls. I've got another idea for another city that is literally like several rings of defensive walls. Walls. Okay, these are all the game. These are the base game stuff. But I think now it's becoming modded. Yeah, now it's modded. It's all modded down here. You got flying car, highways. Anyway, we'll get into it. These are I think these are just lights. I don't know if they're advertisements or lights. I'm not 1000% sure. I know these two are advertisements. Here, this is an advertisement and stuff like this. These are signs, which is awesome what you can do with them. These I actually really like. I'll show you guys in a bit, but first we're going to get down to actually building. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually build the mega building templates first. And I believe maybe perhaps with that I should make some road. So we're going to start in this corner. And I have not, unfortunately, due to my job, I have not had a chance to experiment with the modded roads. These are not the modded roads. These are the official highways and roads. These, I think, are the modded ones. Also, I think that's more train and monorail. Yeah, it is. Or just I can't just call it monorail actually, because the end card is kind of a monorail. And there's industrial play. I got a lot of stuff. I'll just say that I got a lot of schmutz, and it's gonna be fun to work with this. Some of it I may not use. Some of it I will. So these have to be the roads. Now I'm not, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how they work, so you have to bear with me because I didn't have the luxury of, yeah, see, that was a mistake on my part. Should not have put that up there. And this is kind of exactly where I'm saying, like, I might want to make the snow stop. Now, there is no proper sunlight setting. That is one of my only settings I wish he would add. Is I get dystopian settings are supposed to be gritty and crummy like this, but even Cyberpunk had, like, daylight, so I'd like to see him add it. I may actually make it a suggestion. I'm sure I'm not the only one asking for it, though, so rather than poking and annoying the creator, I might just wait. So let me see what that is. That's one type of road. We'll see which one we like, and then we'll go from there. Bear in mind, this is a snapping system. By holding control, you can snap, and then if you let go, you have free placement. I prefer to use snapping because I'm one of those types that like loses their when things don't go like where I want them to. But all the same. Anyway. Actually, whoa, okay. Well, that's what we want. But can I manipulate it? That's the thing. No, I cannot. I can manipulate, sorry, I can manipulate its rotation and its size, but I cannot manipulate its, okay. Everybody can giggle if you want. I was gonna say don't laugh, but the tips, I can't manipulate its tips. See, that's a bit of a better road. It's darker, it's less lit, but like I don't actually know if I really like these anymore. Like I said, I downloaded them because I just saw images, but like I never stopped to actually consider how they'd actually look or work or function. So we know that there's some big ones. We saw them already. Giggity. Now, granted, you won't see cars on these like you do on the actual highway bits, but the highway bits would make no sense really. I can show you the highway bits though. Here, like for example, that's a highway bit. Okay, like you can also rotate. I believe you can rotate. Oh no, yeah, you rotate it after you put it down. I think you hold. You have to find the piece. You can also do this. Okay, right. I just remembered you don't want to use the straightaways, actually. However, you can see the automobiles. And then some of the options are how, do you want it flattened, whatever. And then traffic density. If you don't want the roads to have too much traffic, if you want it to look like LA, you know, it's all good, it's all there. And then if you want it looped, which is kind of weird, which you can't have it on anyway, it seems by default right now. But that's the wrong one. We shouldn't have used that one. I never remember which one. You have to use the ones with the bends. And the reason is because the bend, you can okay, there you go. Sorry. If you grab the bottom... Wait, that means then I was wrong. Hang on. Wait, bear with me here. Oh no, if you grab the bottom, you can manipulate it. And then you can manipulate... That's the only thing, though, is these are nicer because you can manipulate the different points. So, hang on. For example... Oops. Let's try not to touch that. Let's try not to touch that either. There we go. You can make it straight if you want. And then you can also snap them. You can snap them to the predetermined. You can raise them. You can make elevated highways. You can make something ridiculous like this, apparently, I guess. And whatnot. There's a lot of control. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. However, I just have to get a basis down. Because I'd like to have, like, normal looking roads. Mind you, we could do... You know what we could do? Okay, here. We're just going to do this. Hang on. Also, I think these are thicker. Yo, those are way thick. Okay, I think I know what this is. These are roads. These are highways. These are just 2-lane roads. So... Can I manipulate it on the outside? I can. Dukes of Hazzard would be standing tall right now, right? Hello, Buck. Yeah, so we can do this. And we can, like I said, you can snap them to the certain points. In fact, I would do well to use that to help manipulate my city and my roadway. Okay, also I think they're too tall. Yeah, I think they're going to be too tall, actually. We'll play with it, giggity. No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, that being on the edge like that is a good idea. Ooh, you know what I should have done? Hang on a minute. Move this out. Also, it seems like there's almost no limit to its length. So I suppose that gives you the control that you need. Okay, this is what I should have done originally. Was you're the start point, you're over the... Oh, that is some fudgy stuff. Then you're the next one. You're the next one. Yeah, you're the next one. You're the next one. And then you're the next one. Could you make a ring road around the map entirely? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much you could, yeah. And you can elevate it and stuff like this. The only reason I'm experimenting with that right now is because I want to see whether or not I can, admittedly, because I know I downloaded the mods, but I want to see if I can just use the base stuff that they gave us for roads. So for example, I'm going to go over here and grab a copy of the tower. I'm going to put it over there. Then I'm going to grab a copy of one of these, because these are the ones that are right. No, they're not. These ones are slightly too high. Oh yeah, I might have to run off quickly to sing happy birthday to my mom as they do the cake. I actually don't know if I could stomach cake right now. My stomach is full from dinner. But yeah, sorry, that's not the one I want. I want these ones. These are all being kept until I know what I want, then I'm going to delete them. For now, they're just sitting there as like, you know, hey, remember this idea? Yeah. So this is what I want to know. I want to know... Okay, so, wait. The highways just got, like, consumed by buildings. This irks me. Though I suppose that is why you would raise it. But I know you can actually get rid of that. You can actually just do this. You have the freedom to literally raise, like, small building density or lower it as well. You can paint it. You can actually do lights too. Remove light brush adds. So this adds neon lights and stuff to the buildings. So they start having a feel. I think you can do it to these ones. Yes, you can. You can do it to your other structures. See, now they all have lights and everything. This I'm going to do later, though. We're not going to do this right now. This is going to be something for later, so we're going to remove all of the lights for now. And we're going to decrease the density out here for now. Though it's nice to know that I can put it on the outside of the map to at least make Dominion, which is the name of this city, bigger. Dominion, by the way, is somewhere in Manitoba. It's outside, it's west of... Wow, I'm the worst Canadian ever. I just forgot the capital city of fucking Manitoba. But if you want to know something, I forget Manitoba exists at times. I'm one of those Canadians that forgets that Manitoba, it's a running gag. It's either Saskatchewan or Manitoba that gets forgotten, literally. Wow, how did you it's Winnipeg. Oh no, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. This looks amazeballs. Where has this been all my week? Right? But wait, Buck, you can do so many optional things I'm going to show you guys. Like, it's insane. Like, I'm so, like, remember when I asked you if you like Cyberpunk, you said you prefer Diesel Punk more, and I said, hey, I respect that. Pretty much I'm creating an entire universe, and I'm using this game to build the cities. And I'm coming up with, like, my own terms. Like, it's going to be like Cyberpunk, but obviously not like Cyberpunk, because I don't want problems. But it's like... I'm creating everything. I'm creating slang and terms and concepts, and people are free to actually join in on it and help, because it's not really a project, really. It's just something I'm doing for fun, but at the same time. Okay, so let's get this going, because now I think I know what I want to do with this. So let's move this over, and then we're going to rotate it, and then there is a snapping rotate, thank God. And then we're going to grab another one. We're going to snap it. Same thing, rotate it. Snap. Grab another. Snap. Ah, balls! I built a building inside the building. Although you can do that. Blah. Although Diesel Punk is sexy too. Actually, almost all punks are, actually. I do need another one, but hang on. There you go. Oh, how did the, wait, did you guys do the thing with chicken foot yet? I meant to ask that. I'm still learning to get the timing right. Been a part of this squadron for how long? I'm like, I'm confuzzled. It's either, that's either tomorrow or that was today. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I moved it properly. Oh no, I did. We're just like literally missing a segment. That's why it's not snapping properly. There we go. Chicken tonight. Okay, okay, that's tonight. Okay, cool. Ah! Clicky the shitty again. There we go. There we go. So we've created one of these mega buildings. So it touches, but not really, and that's kind of what I want to know, like how I would make that work. Okay, once again, it is painting. It's gonna paint on the outside. It's unfortunate, but it's gonna do that. So there you go. In fact, I'm just gonna erase this entire line. There you go. And there is, if you guys are just arriving to this, there is no management of anything. The game is literally a cozy build to your heart's content. You don't like it, just delete it. Would the management horror, excuse the language, in me like some management? Yes, but at the same time, I kind of like that the game is literally, you're not dealing with water, you're not dealing with happiness, there's no garbage pickup, it's just build something and have fun. I also actually appreciate that, because I play enough of the other ones. Like, I haven't done it on stream in forever, but I do play Workers and Resources, okay? You want to talk about crying? Play that one. That one makes me cry. But in a good way. I end up enjoying it nonetheless. Sorry, I don't know what that moan was. That's just the moan of like, what the hell? Ah, no. Okay, okay, wait. You can't copy it that way, can you? No, you can't. Oh, oh, you can. You just have to touch the giggity, the actual. Wait. See, but that's where my problem lies. It's a 3D paint simulator, pretty much. See, that's where my problem lies. That does not jive properly. That's something I wish he would fix. If he can. And he probably will. It's just, yeah, see, I just grabbed the wrong one. There you go, I got it now. And like even touching the tips, Giggity, doesn't even work that well. So I don't know how people made these amazing things I saw in some of their like videos. Mind you, if it was straight, it probably would be. I like how the music has so much Blade Runner influence too. Yes, like, even that, unfortunately, that's just not, like... Unless I get away with saying some silly schmutz like, that's like a pay toll or something, I don't know. If I can pretend like I don't see it, I'll be fine. And for the most part, you don't. But I know where it's at, so I can still see it. That's why I kind of wanted to try to use those modded roads. As well, because I wanted to try to get the whole... Whoopsies, I went too far, I think. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but using the snapping is not very efficient. I'll have to think about this. I'll have to think about how to do this. But anyway, we're gonna keep this going. I'll deal with this later since I have the ability to like pick up and stuff. Actually, it's true. You know what's sad? Okay, so my brain is so like, I was gonna say deformed. That's not the right term. It is so far gone that I just forgot that I literally answered my own question. Just grab the tip. Okay, haha, again. And just yank it. Okay, grab the end. I don't think I can actually get back from that. Well, what I wanted to say was you just grab one end and you just literally extend it. Still sounds bad, but it's better. Extend it, and it's true. Then the highway will be the way I want it. And it's like, I can't believe I said that before, and now I forgot. And Buck even said it. Oh, so you can technically make an entire one around. Yes. Yes, you can. You only need the one bit. Silly girl. Anyway, but what we're going to do is we're actually going to not delete it. Not delete it, not delete it. We're going to move it over for now. And we're going to put the... sorry. We're going to put the bigger highway chunk. Do road snap to other road points then? The roads are modded and I don't think they do because the mod is a mod. Like, they don't seem to. They don't seem to do it very well. And that's not me knocking the modder either, by the way. Like, it's amazing that somebody like actually managed to. Okay, wait. That's making me mad. I can't grab the. There we go. Well, it wasn't making me mad. I actually don't think I was doing it right. There we go. I guess my question is, okay, first off, Jesus. Secondly, my question is, what would this look like if this tried to merge with it? So hang on. Yeah, so the only thing is I'm going to have to freehand this whether I want to or not. Then we're just going to grab this. We're going to make a copy of it. We're going to extend this out this way. And then I think I just want to see what it looks like when it tries to connect. It's probably, yeah, it's still gonna look atrocious. However, that's also because I'm using snapping points. What if we don't use snapping points? I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Okay. You know what? Let's leave these here as experiments for now. Delete that one. We don't need it because it's just there as an experiment for now. Leave them both there. See, that just again calls into question how I'm supposed to see. Or I could just make maybe like because there's the flying cars already, but like I wanted again the idea of stuff. Hide the rounded end point inside of buildings. You know, I could do that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Good idea. Misa like that. Although I still want to try to make. Oh, look, wind turbine. Hang on, sorry, I got lost here for a second because of all the stuff that's here. Yeah, see, now they're like kind of like overlapping in like the weirdest manner. And they're not consistent either. The lighting on these is not consistent. On these ones, mind you. Oh, that's because I didn't... Okay, that's consistent. But like... That's just it though. How would I bend that? How would I... Yeah, see, that's not really helping. Have the next road coming out of the other side through and through? True. Hang on. These, I don't like how these are working because there isn't enough control with them. Now, granted, I do know what you would have to do with them, and I think I saw what they did. They manipulated the direction of the structure. That's what they did. Okay, let me try to get an idea what you're saying, which I already have the idea. It's just that I gotta put it to paper, so to speak. Also, you can raise these, so technically I can raise these to deal with the fact that there are all these tiny little buildings. In fact, I probably should raise them. Maybe the highways will be raised. I don't know. Maybe maybe walking on the streets is only... Maybe walking on the streets is just for people. And bicycles and whatnot. Maybe there are no ground cars allowed on those levels. There's like these parking garages or something. It's funny because when I start writing the stories, I will come up with the description. It's just that for now, I'm trying to visually get an idea of Dominion. Yeah, so there's one mistake I made because this one I didn't start it already that way. It didn't come out right. Now it should join its friends. There we go. And like Buck was saying, sorry for the deep breathe in. Really not a fan that I do that, but anyway. Balls. Wrong thing. That's what I thought. I was like, wait, there's an extra bit somewhere. So something like this? I mean, actually, honestly, like, OCD aside, I can see that being a thing, actually. I mean, how they connect to the highway is still a question, but... Oh, no, I see what you were saying. Never mind. J'ai compris. J'ai compris. Okay. Well, that was the worst attempt at French ever. Mind you, I'm mostly English, so I don't know what people want from me. My Hungarian suffers pretty bad, too. It's pretty bad. Yeah, like a Neo-Tokyo type thing. Exactly. I like that. That's a good idea. And then, of course, we wouldn't connect them again because I would have the same complaint, obviously. But I just wanted to get an idea of the length. Hey, hey, hey. Tank, you're gross. Anyway, maybe not coming out of there because it wouldn't make any sense. Alright, and then we can... Nah, that's not what I wanted. I'm about to show you guys some of the cool stuff on this, too. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys a bunch of the features since we have one building up now. I mean, I consider this to be okay, and this I can always work on later. But for now, first off, I want to rotate this. But I have to remember where rotation is. Oh, no, duh, there's no rotation. It's, okay. See what I said? Melted brain. I literally answering my own questions. I'm like, huh? No, it is straight. I was gonna say I think one of them is missing, but no, it's not. I think these are too far apart as well. No, they're fine. All right. Okay. And then the highway can jut out the other way. Ah, putain merde. Sounds like you need cake consumption correction. I mean, I don't know. I don't think my stomach can. Like, my dinner was pretty big, so like I mean, I'm not hurting, but I can totally I know that my stomach is content. That's what I know. Oh, by the way, when's Fleet Week? Wait, I fudged this up a little bit. Hang on a minute. Okay. No, because, like, for that entire week, it's just going to be Star Citizen that I'm going to be doing. At least I think so. That's kind of easier said than done, since there's only so much you can really do with IAE and the Fleet Week. Like... I just thought of an amazing idea. Bear with me here. Bear with me. I've got an amazing... I think I got an amazing idea. I don't know anymore. We'll see. My brain was like, we got it, we lost it. I just have to select that one. There we go. Pardon me. Okay, that does get a little complicated to search for. Got it. Okay, wait. My mistake. Hang on. Wrong one. There we go. One highway goes one way, one highway goes the other. One is just slightly elevated over the other. And then there will probably be monorail and shit somewhere here. Put that back like that. Never mind. Never mind, there's a massive pillar in the cars. Anyway, highway is never really... I know it's going to sound stupid as I say this, but it's never really symmetrical. I mean, it is, but, you know. I could also just do it that way. They could also just both be the same, technically. Nah. That would be like that, I think. Just give it the same amount of stretch. Awesome. Now we're going to get to some of the fun stuff. I don't know if Dr. Death is still around. I think he is, because I think he's in BDO, which is pretty laid back most times. Okay, that's too big, but we're going to do it anyway. These are actually not good buildings for these. I'd like to do it, but I don't think it's going to look good. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. That must be a mod, because those don't look like they're normal, unless he added more. If you right-click, it changes through all of them. I don't think... Yeah, those are the originals, which give you the more cyberpunk feel. Now, here comes the great thing. Hang on, I do have to find them though. Unfortunately, I don't know where they are right now on my Okay, wait, I know where they are. Hang on. Whoops, that's one of my videos. My bad. Although I am proving a point though. So you know what? Here. Cruel Summer. So you can play videos and put custom images. You can also pick the color intensities. You can change the hue and a bunch of other stuff. You can also change the size of the billboards, like how big you want them to be. And these don't snap, so unfortunately when it comes to these, you'll have to guess it. Oh, it's 26, the size. Oh, is it my fault? My bad. Not. The Terrestrial Aerospace Corps fighting the war of the future today. Okay, I have to make that image a lot better, or that ad a lot better. They're fighting on the moon. Why aren't you? Join the TAC today. The Terrestrial Aerospace Corps. Ah! Camera just did some fuckity fuck shit. Yo, what the hell? Oh, okay, there we go. supposed to be like live footage from the fighting on the moon, effectively. And now we're gonna go to a bunch of other things here. We're gonna go and place. Where's that dome with all the screens? That was so cool. Where was it? Actually, I think it's this. I think it is this. So you can go and place this right on the top. Yeah, it is. Then you can go and place things like gardens and lights and a bunch of other things. Like there's all of these up here. You do have to fight with it sometimes to get them to place. Sometimes they'll place, other times they will not. Like for example, that didn't really place where I wanted it to place. Some of them you have to fight with, for sure. Okay, so on these buildings, they don't really work that well. However, if we come to these ones, they might. Nope, actually they don't. Interesting, they don't place directly on the top. Oh, because I think these are meant to be hanging, literal hanging gardens. I don't actually think they're supposed... Sorry, let the camera clear itself. I don't think they're supposed to do anything but hang. And then you can get yourself, the blimps there. You can change what they are too. So you can put one down. It's right over there. We're gonna fix that, obviously. And then you can also, whoops. You can also change it. You know, that gives the Blade Runner feel, you know. Boom. A new life awaits you on the off-world colonies. A chance to begin again in a land of golden opportunity and adventure. Let's go! That's always stuck in my head, that one scene. That's when I think Blade Runner, that's what I think. I think the that's a police unit, clearly. I always think that might be a military dropship. I always think of the blimp. I like that one better. Also, though, I'm gonna move this over to what we're building. Oh, that's not enough clearance. Ah! Note to self: don't touch your keys when you're doing this. Ooh, but that's really high. That's hard to see, though. Also, that was 26 by default. Let me get that 26. Let me also check my phone to make sure. Nope, not time for cake just yet. Even though, like, I really shouldn't. But anyway. Now let's get this going with the building again. So, mind you, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, okay. Maybe to get on the highway, you have to just join with one of the other structures, perhaps. I'll figure it out. Let's rotate this. Whoops, no, that was moving it. My bad, bro. Oh, it copies the, interesting. It actually copies that too. I didn't know it actually takes anything you put on it too. Bro, that's rad. Alright, now we gotta grab the tower. Which is why I also have... So, that's precisely why I've got the separate ones set. Because... it's damn near impossible to grab some of them sometimes. Balls. Ah, how's your mouth doing, by the way, Buck? Oops, we're gonna have to delete all those after. Gotta grab it halfway through. Phrasing, you could have been gentler. You're right, I could have been, but unfortunately, I'm not known for... I'm not known for being gentle. Oops, I just moved the building, which is not really what I wanted to do, but it's okay. Alright, so let's get rid of that, get rid of that. I have to come up with more ads. Eventually I'm going to. I feel like the distance between them might be a little too... No, actually, because there needs to be a lot of ground level. Also, increase small density, because I deleted it, right? Now I want it back. And the buildings, by the way, the small density structures do depend upon what type you are using. These small structures are the low town structures. But depending on which ones you use, like if you use Chinaville, for example, or Seaville, they call it Seaville, but it's Chinatown in effect, then the buildings will have far more Oriental or Chinese looks to them, the smaller ones and the bigger ones. Central BD, I always forget what that is, but I suspect that's like the somewhat... Actually, is this a mod? I can't remember if these are modded or not, to be honest. They might actually be mods, these ones. But you can just see how like the buildings are vastly different from the other ones. The other ones look like, you know... Yeah. Exactly, business district. You're right, actually. You know, they look like... These ones look like... I'm sorry to say, but what is it? They used to call the Russian ones they used to build. They were called like Khrushchev? Something or other. They have an actual distinctive name. It's the ugly, very simple to make, very constant, like Russian mass apartments and shit that they used to build, and like many countries still obviously have. Many Eastern Bloc countries still have. They had a name to them though. Ladder Row, New Eden. Like New Eden structures are actually really nice. Also, you can yank giggity on the buildings, and the buildings can, you know, you can make them different heights and sizes, and like I said, some of them actually like that, like when you do that they start connecting. So that's like New Eden. This would be like a tech area, I think. Like I would use this as my tech, the city's tech place. Tech sector, that's it. Oh yeah, that's already, never mind, I know what that is. Sorry, moving on. Just that image without the writing. The astronauts leaping into battle. I once again did what I wasn't supposed to, which is you're not supposed to break away from that. The Hardymans firing their weapons in the hive, the beta hive. That's after that's after the tank class actually grabs that one guy. So this is from an anime called Muv-Luv. This guy over here on the left, when he's shooting, you eventually see a red hand grab him and lift him up, and the other one, whoops. And then the other one turns and starts like trying to shoot at it to like put him down. And then there's just the Hardyman. It's a shame it's getting cut off though, but that's the game, not the image. I think it's so cool. Alright. Enough futzing about with that. Enough fluffing. Let's see if we light brush the buildings. How pretty they become. Let's light brush everything. Let's make the city seem like a real city at night. Although I don't think it's night at this point. I think it's like noon or something. That I have this set to. Trying to come up with a reason why the highway should only exist on the outside. Maybe it's called something special. Maybe on the outside, maybe it's called something special. It's called like the loop or something a little more unique than that, mind you. But great. Now, Cruel Summer stuck in my head. It's playing in my mind. Because I like that song a lot, so. Okay, so this one we would drag over here. Obviously. It's gonna be a sick city, and did I just accidentally pull that completely? It's not at all what I wanted. Ah! No! No, 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 no! Fudge. Oh, thank God there's an undo last action. I forgot about that. There you go. Now we're gonna go and retrieve some of those other structures I made. This is gonna be slightly painful and annoying, but it's okay. Right. Alright. Bring that over, copy paste that. Copy paste that. In fact, we only need one and one really, because then we can just copy paste them again. Wow, okay. Using the paint, using that light tool really does help the Hang on, I just have to see what the order was. The order was these two. Okay, wait. Oh, ma vaffanculo. Game's like, nah, you can't do that. Like, not now, Nedry. Leave me alone. I do have an alternative idea. I'm gonna try another structure idea there in a second. I just need to confirm that this was done right. I don't think so. I think I've got to rotate the building. Oh, is it happening? Is it cake? I don't know. I hear movement. I hear stomping. My family stomps like crazy. I used to do that when I was younger. When I was younger, my feet, I didn't understand how to be silent. Now I do. Nice. New idea. I want to see what 4 of these looks like. Yeah, maybe not. I don't think it's going to, because I don't think this structure in question supports it. Okay, never mind. I suspect it has something to do with those ones. It's like being linked to those ones, obviously. But doesn't mean we can't go down into Lowtown and try other structure combinations. Okay, to be fair, I was about to build the same ones that are already there. That's that one. Oh wait, that's them. That's why I was like, something is amiss here. There's that structure. There's that one. Okay. That one looks zany. And this one looks pretty interesting too. Okay, now it connects. Something connected. I saw something rope across. Okay, those ones connected. Oh, those are interesting bridges. They have little houses on them. Let me delete that for a second. Also, I think I have some platforms that allow me to build raised structures and stuff. I was thinking of building like a multi-tiered factory. Would they be easier to see the outline if you lit them up? Probably. Like, all this lighting actually helps, surprisingly. Okay, time to get more props down. Oh yeah, and you have little things like little landing pads that you can put on, like all these like little itty bitty details. Things just make the buildings feel amazing. There's like side advertisements you can put like on the side, and then you can pick from a bunch of different adverts. Cherry blossom, Buddha, or a monk. Well, yeah, well, yeah. Little dancing kitty. AI face. Lotus flower. Some sort of drink. Speaking about drink, I need coffee after. Noodles! Ramen! Earth. Or globe of some sort. A drink. Oh yeah, cyberpunk ones. I have 2077 ones too, so like one of the walkers. That's the giant crab tank thing. That thing was my favorite. Oh yeah, the dancing girls. Other mech thing. Whale. And then there's also the one that stands. And then of course again you can choose its size, its height. I believe you were able to choose its height. No, you weren't. Never mind. Though it's not exactly like that, there are robots, like war robots in my universe too. And they are being used actively. So I suppose that could be one of them, even though it's not. That's obviously ripped from Cyberpunk, and like, shouldn't trust that too much. But I could have sworn you were able to elevate it. And you can also just shrink it down. I could have just shrank it down. There we go. It's no surprise to those who know me, but my character controls one of these robot like machines. Alright. It's not what I wanted. Oh wait, that's gotta be hidden. I just noticed that's not hidden. There's 3 pillars here. There's 4 pillars here. Oh, I get it. Never mind. This was indeed it, yes. It's just they don't seem to be sharing the same length right now, and that's kind of irking me. Oh, they are. Never mind. I'm just... It's my eyes that aren't seeing it properly. Okay, never mind. That's fine then. I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is experiment with the factory district soon, just because like my mind is running with ideas right now. I need to catch it though, because if I don't catch it, it doesn't always end well. Gets too excited, it gets overwhelmed, and then I kind of blue screen of death. So too many ideas are too many. No text yet. Yes it is. Just, grab, no, move your mouse up slightly and wait till you see this big circle. Then, yeah, and then just grab and left to right, and then if you want to snap it, like I am, like I'm snapping to points, hold control down, left control, and it will snap them to the actual points. Left control is to snap to any point on the map. Okay, the little crab's gonna have to move. It's fine. That's not what I wanted. I accidentally moved that. Ah, why did it change the person? Damn it, I hate when it does that. Or why did it change the hologram, not person per se? It was a angry crab mech thing. Save the crabs for the top of the TAC HQ? Perhaps. Yeah, I was thinking about making the walled city I was describing. I was thinking about making that like one of the NWA's, the New World Alliance headquarters. Like there, it's a fortified city slash like headquarters. But that too, I could keep the crab, but I also kind of want the crab. I guess the crab just walking because it's kind of showing itself off. Like it's kind of like showing the people this is the type of stuff being fielded, I guess. The whale. The whale looks good over there. And that is 27. You are also 27. Good. I'm very much enjoying this right now. This is very fun. This is actually a very, very chill stream. It's making me feel slightly better. Not completely better, though, but slightly better. Rustport? I don't know if I really want, like, Rustport structures. What in the hell? Oh my Jesus, no. I mean, maybe if I make a, oh, that's actually kind of cool. That actually looks like a freaking statue. Monument. Let's keep that over here. Hamster Industries. Yeah, he's got some. Oh yeah, these are the. I think these are the. Or not. Anyway, it's okay. Scaffolding, literally just like freaking scaffolding. Oh wait, this I don't think is a mod actually. I think this is a mod. Sorry, it's not I don't think it's from a DLC. I think it's Rustport that came from the DLC, not scaffolding. Found the workers union, right? Exactly. We of the workers union, piss off. What? These are not mod. These are actual structures. But these look like, see, these look like command structures. These should be military buildings. Like, they're popping up like casemate buildings. They all look like bunkers and stuff. So I'm gonna use ladder row for that. Ladders row, my bad. So again, these are the three corporations: Alpha, Omega, and Jade. Omega is like Tyrell Corporation. It's literally just like no offense, not stupid pyramids per se, but they're just pyramids. Now, pyramid is a mod. It's something else completely, and it's more pyramids. Awesome sauce. Sorry, pardon me for that. Omega, I think, is like the actual factory. No, sorry, Omega is the Tyrell Corporation. Sorry. Alpha is the ones that I like. They look like actual assembly halls. I'm gonna try to make some spiffy shit like that. And then Jade Core is literally just whatever the hell this fucking gigantic pool is. Gonna have to play with Giggity. I got some ideas here. Hang on a minute. Nope, still no text. I hear a lot of talking and movement upstairs, so I'm like, yo, did you guys forget about me? Like, I am here. I don't think I snapped these properly. Hang on. No, they are snapped properly. I just actually don't think they're straight. I actually don't think they're straight. I think they appear straight in my eyes, but I don't think they are. Hang on. Let me delete that one. Also, let me try change the music track. I'm fond of this one, but there's one or two others. Oh, it's straight now that I'm just like doing it by force. Whoa, that is way too crooked. Nope. It's not any better. What if we just do it that way? Yeah, what if it just goes into the side of the, yeah. And then we're gonna take this one. Make it higher. Repeat the same damn thing, almost. Almost. Then we're gonna take this one. We're gonna do the same thing. By the way, I don't think this one is actually snapped. This is gonna annoy me now. No, it actually can't. This thing though. Hell did that go now? Oh, scheisse. No, wait, I found it. Kinda quasi. Take some finagling. I almost just had you. I just had you and I let you go. There it is. No, that's not gonna work. What if it's coming out from there? Ooh, if it's coming out from there, then it doesn't have to be higher. Alright, that's gonna drive me mad. Hang on, hold on. Was ist los? Yeah, I mean... yeah, hang on. Hang on. You know what? I might just have to accept the idea of free-forming it. Some of them will just have to be free-formed. Oh wow, that's not at all nice. Like, it's crooked. You can totally tell it's crooked. Though I suppose them being slightly crooked actually gives them a certain je ne sais quoi, actually. Never mind. Sorry, I was rubbing my hands together. I don't know why. Ooh, I didn't put cream on my hands. Anyway. Ooh, let's try something over here, actually. It's not what I wanted, but it is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? think I see what I'm gonna have to do. It's gonna have to just end up like that. Yeah. Perfection might have to take a back seat to a little bit. As much as I would really like perfection, it's gonna have to take a back seat. Although I suppose I didn't think about doing that. I didn't think about trying to experiment with stretching them to different ones. I know how to fix this. Hang on. I'm on tank. Find it. Oh boy. Come on, baby girl. There you go. Where there's a will, there is a way. Okay, one more of these templates, and then I swear I will go and make a factory place. Or not, because, you know. You know what's actually really funny? Actually, here's an interesting fact about Blade Runner. Actually, Blade Runner 1 and 2. So even the second Blade Runner film, Hungarian actually appears extremely heavily in both of those films. Though I wouldn't not sure to what extent of heavily, but in the second film, there's a part when the main character is like walking up the stairs of an apartment building, and some old lady starts yelling at him in a language that's Hungarian. And then Edward James Olmos's character also mixes three different languages together. One of them being Hungarian, which is what his native tongue is. Evidently, didn't know. That's pretty fucking awesome. And he actually mixes French, German, and Hungarian when he comes behind Deckard, and what he says to him when he says, you know, you're a Blade Runner, and Captain Brian is looking for you, and stuff like this. And the cop actually says something in Korean before that. The cop says over here in Korean, which is great because it shows just the exact level of shared words at that point in the world, which is interesting because I find that fascinating, actually. And I've tried to incorporate that into mine as well. There's many dominant words in mine, but I'm taking a couple from around. There is Hungarian because I'm learning Hungarian, so it's kind of easier for me to adopt that. And then there's also a lot of French because I live in French Canada, so it's easy for me to adopt that as well. Let's light up the night. Okay, I want to try this actually for a second here. I want to see how much of this I can expand. Obviously, this is going to be easy because that will go in like that. This will swing around like that. And actually, that will swing out like that. And it will go into the building like that. Interesting. It's not... Okay, so I might have to freeform these a little, actually, just to make sure that they actually work, because it's not really looking that nice otherwise. I mean, nothing is going to look nice. I'm sorry to say, like, nothing is necessarily perfect, but anyway. Actually, this one's going to have to get out of the way in order for me to put the other one. And leave the highway like that for now. Until I get an idea of what to do with this one. We haven't even touched the trams and stuff yet. Actually, don't even. Also, can we actually... Wait. Let me rotate the crab a little bit. There we go. It looks less natural when it's not. Like, it looks less natural. There. Put the blimp over there. This one could come in between right here. Have it rotate the other way instead. Sorry, that's rotation speed. Ah, balls. What was its rotation? Was 0.50. It's 45. 50. Yeah, I was gonna say you can make it go the other way. That's 0.10, so we'll do minus. Oh yeah, and you can also, I totally forgot. Totally forgot you can do this with your stuff. You can click on custom camera. You can kind of look around. Oh, you can actually speed it up. Fancy. It's a little too high, unfortunately. So it's really hard to get the... they're way too high. So it's hard to get that feeling going. So hang on a minute. Let me... note to self, stop hitting those buttons. This is 0.40, and then let me do it to this one too. No way, that's impossible. Oh, 60 not 40. Okay, my eyes are blurring because of how tired they are, but that's okay. I see it now. I was wondering, I was like, there's no way. There you go. Oops, I accidentally changed the blunt. I don't mind changing it really, but I like that one a little bit more. Alright, let's go and try to make that industrial zone. Thinking industrial zone can be like tucked away in this corner. Yeah. Sorry. So Jade Core, which is the cylindrical thing. And then what we're gonna do is, I have an idea. We're gonna take alpha core structures. And we're gonna like merge them like assembly halls, for example. Wait, can't you like make this structure bigger? Yeah, you can. Forgot about that. You can make them bigger. Interesting. Anyway. And then they can become these like gigantic structures. And then rotate. I'm thinking maybe this can be one of the companies that... actually, I've been trying to come up with companies while I was at work. Trying to come up with company ideas and names and stuff to, like, flesh out the city and flesh out the world. New Eden. There's a structure in New Eden that we saw that I really, really like. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's this one. And then you grab it all the way, and then we take it, and we shove it, giggity, in the center. If we can. I don't know how much leeway I'm going to have with that. There we go. Oh, I've got a better idea. Hang on. Put this like that. Balls. No, 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 not that one. Very nice. I see a cutie playing some Helldivers. There you go. Thinking about trying to have the same thing going that we had, yeah, had at the that we have with the other structures. Yeah, that's the wrong structure. It's not what I want. Oh, I get why they're not snapping properly, and that makes sense. It's literally because we're at the edge of the map, so it's like it's really, really hard for that to work. So hang on a minute. It's this is gonna be one of the assembly halls. The other building, I guess, maybe is... Oh, you know what, actually? Here, I got a better idea. Here, hang on. These are awkwardly not snapping. Like, they're not snapping like they did when they were tiny. Just really annoying, actually, and I suspect it's because the structure I'm trying to stick them to is just not supposed to have, like, other things stuck to it, I think. Yeah, alright, I know what to do here. Anyway, back to New Eden for a second. Sweden. There we go. Do it that way, one of them like this, and then I notice one awesome thing you can do is put these inside the other one and make it look like an assembly hall. Although you could also, to be fair, to get some length out of this, you can actually just do that. There. And it looks kind of like a assembly factory or assembly halls, manufacturing and things like this. We can also go under here, under props. I think these are also manufacturing props. Is that now is not the time for all this, but anyway. Cool. By the way, the original one I was trying to look for to put on the top of a building was actually down there. It was there was indeed, yes. Hang on, I just saw something else, so I kind of need to go and look. This is what I meant to put on one of the buildings originally. Oh, it's cake time. Okay, wait. Now it's cake time. Alright. I will be right back, everybody. I must go and do the cake stuff. First, let me just smack this little bee right there. Awesome. That looks cool, too. I mean, that one's also cool. But anyway, I'll be right back. Right?
Came ashore with a mighty grin, cutlass in one hand, whiskey in tin. Boots made for trouble, heart full of glee. Nothing but chaos as far as you see. Her tank moored up, waves lapping at steel. Crews all behind her, laughter they steal. Storm through the tavern, own every room. Whispers and legends start to bloom. All hail tank girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales, spun in the dark. Shore leaves her stage, life leaves its mark. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tank girls look borders divine. All hail tank girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales, spun in the dark. Shore leaves the stage, life leaves its mark. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tankers look borders divine. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tank girls like borders divine. All hail Tank Girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales spun in the dark. Shore leaves the stage, life leaves its mark. When dawn starts breaking and lights grow dim, she hops in her tank with hopes to brim. Goodbyes are shouted, no hearts left, so she'll return again to start a new lore. Tango came ashore with a mighty grin, cutlass in one hand, whiskey in tin. Boots made for trouble, heart full of glee. Nothing but chaos as far as you see. Her tank moored up, waves lapping at steel. Crews all behind her, laughter they steal. Storm through the tavern, own every room. Whispers and legends start to bloom. All hail Tank Girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales spun in the dark. Shore leaves her stage, life leaves its mark. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tank girls look borders divine. All hail Tank Girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales spun in the dark. Shore leaves the stage, life leaves its mark. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tank girls like borders divine. Pirates and soldiers drink at her side. Mischief and mayhem, they won't hide. Dice hit the table, coins start to shine. Tank girls like borders divine. All hail Tank Girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild, her grip so tight. Treasure and tales spun in the dark. Shore leaves the stage, life leaves its mark. When dawn starts breaking and lights grow dim, she hops in her tank with hopes to brim. Goodbyes are shouted, no hearts left, so she'll return again to start a new lore. Tango came ashore with a mighty grin, cutlass in one hand, whiskey in tin. Boots made for trouble, heart full of glee. Nothing but chaos as far as you see. Her tank moored up, waves lapping at steel. Crews all behind her, laughter they steal. Storm through the tavern, own every room. Whispers and legends start to bloom. All hail Tank Girl, ruling the night. Her spirit's wild.
Okay, we're back. But as I have a rule about not being seen or heard while I eat, I'm going to mute my mic while I keep obviously playing. I'm still going to keep playing, but like, you just won't hear me. nor see me. Okay. One thing I wish, but I understand that it doesn't work with the way that they're designed, is I wish buildings had snapping points. But they don't, and that's fine. Stupid nose. Also, for those who were there on Tuesday when we did the Military Tuesday and we did U-Boat, I restarted in U-Boat. I started with another submarine. I started with U-37 and I painted this one. I also had to restart because there's a flaw with their game. It's not a flaw really, but it kind of is. It's the way that their save system works. Their save system only allow, like, if you put music in your game, you have to start a new save. Because apparently the saves don't have the ability to read the music unless you start a new game, which really sucks. And all I did was put like one song in, but still. I put the Hearts of Iron version of the Watch on the Rhine. Die Bach nach Rhein. So. Oh, there's the other cranes. There's this like bit. Wow, you are a tiny little crane. The hell? A tiny itty bitty little crane. What the heck, no? Never mind, I thought you'd be bigger. That's what she said. Okay, so those are ground ones, which I really don't care for. Yes, you can have it vertical. The font can be different things. Goldman. I don't have a name. Handjet Iceland. The A seems a little weird on those. That doesn't seem to. Yeah, see, but Dominion doesn't fit. That annoys me. A lot. Okay, if you make it bigger, it works. Oh, it also might have something to do with the structure. The structure might not be friendly either. Dominion. Dominion Industries is not the name I'm gonna go with. It's just a placeholder for now. Fanculo. Anyway. Oh, maybe these are the factories and these can be the assembly hall. Ooh, I like that. Also, just out of curiosity, Handjet, Goldman, Geo, default, Silkscreen. Train 1. Turret Road. Pfft, what a great name. It's between these two, actually. I kind of like, mind you, I like that one too, but I don't know what kind of world that is, but it looks a little dark, a little dystopic. Asshole, hi. What the fuck? It's so demonic that way. Hello, Jork. Handjet, Goldman. I actually kind of like that one, actually. How are you? Sorry, fell asleep earlier, missed the whole first half, my bad. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it probably might be a big deal to you, but it's not a big deal. Oh, it's not even gonna go on that side. Forget it. All because the building is not. It's not snapping properly. Fine, I'm just gonna manually do it. It's annoying me that it's gliding. It's gliding on its own, and that's actually annoying me beyond belief. I don't think this is actually gonna work. Because if it doesn't snap, it's gonna piss me off. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take you. We're gonna take the sign. We're just gonna shove you over there for now. We're gonna delete you, delete you. Doesn't really work because it's kind of like the way the building is kind of like floating, because the building, you can kind of see that it protrudes out, though I suppose it could go here though. Really small though. That's really hard to read. Like it's a little hard because some of the lights are getting in the way. Language! No! Anyway, damn it. Really small, right? Nothing small is very fun, I'm just saying. No, I'm kidding. Size doesn't matter. Nobody think that I think it does. Or, well, it's too late now, probably. I guess I can make that the assembly halls. I don't know. No, it just looks, I don't like the way that looks as much. Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew I was gonna run into some problems, so I'm not actually that surprised. Get rid of that for now. See, my only issue is like some of these buildings, just like I said, they weren't clipping. Like, it clips there, but it's not... Wait, is it because you're not? Wait a minute. Oh. You were the culprit all along. Yay. Glory be. Stupid ass nose. Ah! Nobody wants a cold, go away, even though it's actually not a cold, but... There we go. Never mind. I rectified the problem. Ha! Anyway. Although I'm wondering if we really need that. Maybe not. Lol, what the fuck? Ass nose? Yeah, sure. We can go with ass nose. You just said ass nose. I swear that's what I heard. I don't think that's what I said, but you know what? We know my brain doesn't recall anything at all, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's what I said. I'm just literally gonna pretend like that's what I said, because I already don't remember. It's just easier that way. Crane is gonna have a fucking stroke. Advertisements on the cranes. That's cool. Anyway, the cranes should be directly on the tip. Heyo. Oh, my bad, Lo. Just thought that was so odd. I was like, she said what? Here, check out the... So not this portion. This is test bed right here in the center. But this is what we worked on for the first half of the stream. Whenever this slow camera gets me there. Wait, where... I'm sure there's a mouse sensitivity, camera speed. There is a camera speed. Let's try like 2, because I like Speedy Gonzalez death across my screen. Also, I haven't saved in like a while. Actually, I haven't saved at all this whole time. That's better. So this is this is what we worked on for most of the stream thus far. But then I was like, okay, we should go make an industrial place, because my brain was like, well, industry. So Dominion is one of the cities. It's in Manitoba. It's one of the cities with a skyhook, and it's one of the ones that's going to assemble. It builds the parts, like the ship bits. They build the ship bits, and then they send those to space, like we were saying. The bits go to space, and then they get assembled. This is one of the cities that manufactures the actual pieces of the ships. So, it is easy to say that the majority of the people living in this place probably work in these industries. And Dominion Industries is obviously the city's go-to company, like it was born within the city. Although Dominion Industries is a placeholder name, I don't know if that's what I want to call it just yet. Alright. Let's go and copy and paste all of these again. The only difference is we're going to rotate this one. And then we're going to shove it back a little because it's actually interfering a little bit with the other one. I don't want that. There we go. And then we're just going to rotate this. That makes sense. Keep the workers close to the factories. Exactly. The city has other businesses too, obviously, and Dominion will probably make other things. They won't just build the ships. They'll build, like, guns and other things too. But I'm thinking of making them also the one that made a Canadian version of the war robots. I'm thinking about having multiple versions of the war robots, like different variants from the different countries in the NWA. So like South American versions, there's like obviously the US version. There's a Canadian version, pardon me. So these are the factories where they build everything, and then it gets assembled in these halls, which go deep down. So they're actually burrow into the ground, not the planet completely, and then I'll eventually put the skyhook, which the skyhook will be probably in the center, and then it will go up to space. Like I said, these are just test bed buildings. These will eventually get deleted, and I'll actually build proper cities and stuff, or proper like areas and districts. In fact, we can probably build 2 more of these, which is to say, copy paste the fuggers. Like how I want to say fudgers, and my brain still used the actual word anyway. It's gonna take time to retrain my brain. Oh, ball. That's not what I wanted. What's funny is Dominion is not even the city in which the stories will take place. Dominion is actually just, I'm actually just building, hysterically, I'm only making Dominion for a offshoot story to just describe the world only. So this city is actually being built. It's actually, to be fair, it's a 2-form. It's a backdrop city just for some offshoot stories and potentially maybe other locations, like some like actual association. It's also being used as a test bed for city building, so that when Sage is ready to build, like to work on the one that she was suggesting, I'll have a better grasp of what I'm doing with the game. So Dominion is literally a test bed for 2 different things. Worlds like ours have many cities. It makes sense. Exactly. But also, again, I needed somewhere to test stuff. Gonna have to make some ads and stuff too eventually. We haven't played with the monorail yet. Also, I noticed they have the mods have their own monorail too, which also makes me nervous because the ground roads were already a nightmare to try to use. So, which is why we came up with that idea that we have over there. Sorry, had to stifle a yawn there. I feel like that one is no different from the one that already exists in the game, so I don't know why that's a thing. Aside from the fact that there's also the side one, that's pretty cool. Holy shite, there's too much shite. Hang on. Transportation. Yeah, like those ones look cool. Those ones are on the side. Okay, that one is like that. And then that one's actually kind of, I'm actually thinking about those ones, the ones on the side. Make them like, oh wait, they're not on the side. Wait, I thought they were. Stifle it, Edith, right? I was thinking about All in the Family today when I was at work. Because why not? If I need a role model, wrong role model, while I'm working, I might as well think of Archie Bunker. Because why the not? Oh no. Okay, so the default game one is on the top. It rides on the top, kinda. And then the modded one is just a giant box. Intriguing. We'll probably use the default game ones, maybe. Yeah. We need to find a structure that can act as monorail stations. Yes. That yes makes me think of this Norwegian comedian. One of my Norwegian gaming friends years ago, and I mean this, I mean years ago, turned me on to, and I have him on one of my YouTubes. And I think it's my other YouTube, my older one. And he does this whole joke about how like Tolkien came up with like any random word, even though I don't really think that's obviously the case. But he's like teasing Lord of the Rings, and he's like, man, have you heard the words and the stuff of like the stuff that he writes? And he's like when he's thinking about cities, he's like, Kadukti Fruity Town, yes? I'm like, bro. Could that be one? Ooh, that might be a good monorail. If I can run the monorail in the center there. No, actually, there's not enough clearance, but anyway, I'll figure it out. Oh, I think I see the potential. Wait a minute. No, wait, that's literally, these are like rusted out buildings. Like they're bombed out and stuff. I don't know if I want these to really be my monitor. No, I definitely don't. Hang on. Hey, Archie's awesome. Did you ever watch the spin-off series where he loses Zeta? She dies in distress. Yeah, so I actually kind of cried at that. Although I cry at everything, let's be realistic about this. That really hurt my heart. That really, really, like, that hit home so bad. And Archie is awesome, it's just that often or not, he's not the right role model is what I mean. You know what I mean though, right? Because of, like, his, his beliefs and stuff. That's why I say he's not a good role model, not because I don't think he's awesome, like, but it's just in his own right. It's just like it's not. Yeah. And I saw a couple of scenes of them of Jimmy Kimmel's attempt to reimagine it or like test bed it. Actually, the reality was he test bedded it. He didn't reimagine it. He was test bedding to see how audiences would react nowadays. I'm not even touching that one with a 10-foot pole, and I actually don't want to because that's the type of stuff I try to avoid on my streams. But yeah, it obviously didn't deliver the same. Like, it doesn't feel the same because it's not supposed to. But I know that the guy they got to play Archie, he did his best, but it's really hard to imitate Carol O'Connor because Carol O'Connor had just a certain way of doing it. And I don't think you ever can. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't really think you can find anyone who could be him in a proper fashion. People always gave him so much gruff, but it showed time after time how much he loved Edith. Archie, like a lot of people, had a hard time with expressing his fondness for those he loves. Yeah, his actions showed how he felt. There are people today that have this issue, they are different, not wrong, you know? True. Oh, I know how to make this work real well. So I don't know, these look like pretty good stations. I mean, I was trying to find something with a hole in it that could, act as the proper station. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe that little, hang on, maybe that thing in the center allows you to disembark, perhaps? Maybe? Hang on. That's fair, though. I am also different and wrong. I think one of my there's many favorite episodes of All in the Family because it's just really really hard not to have like a favorite episode really, or to have multiples. But one of the ones, especially due to my fascination with Vietnam, um, did it just lift the monorail with it? Hang on a second. Sorry, I need to confirm that. I think it just did. Well, fudge me, it did. Alright, cool. What I'm trying to do, sorry, I'm trying to make that centerpiece where people embark and disembark. Anyway, my favorite, which they did redo with Jimmy Kimmel's version, is the 1976 to 77 Christmas episode with the draft dodger. And again, my whole point I was getting at was because of my fascination with Vietnam, that one I found was very interesting. The thing is one thing I noticed was, first off, CBS had to actually dub over what he originally said because he says something much harsher than CBS was willing to allow on television. And you can tell they dubbed it because the sound cuts out in such a manner that you can tell what is being said is not being said on the set. It's literally in another room. But I like the freak out that he has because the freak out that he has is actually, I think, Carol O'Connor truly expressing just how tired he was of the Vietnam War and the discussions of it and everything because America was just really tired of it at that point. But the episode is both moving because Archie expresses his true feelings about draft dodging since he was drafted, which is, I think, something that people often forget. Even I did until I was reading discussions and comments and I remembered that all of a sudden. So that's kind of like something that hits like really to home for him. But at the same time, it was also his belief in like people doing their duty and whatnot. And it's like, it was a really, 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 really interesting episode. But I like what he originally said more than what they dub over. But I understand that for like television purposes, they couldn't allow what he was originally gonna say to be what was said. Because of, kids watching the show too. Potentially watching the show. To be fair, I don't know what type of parent lets their kid watch that. But anyway, I'll read what you just wrote in a second, Jork. Well, actually, no. Kids could watch All in the Family because, like, it was touching upon real problems, I guess. Anyway. Okay, wait. Let me erase that up. Okay, that just created like 3 more, and that's not what I want. Hang on. Sorry, can you put 2 of those double buildings on either side and then a slender building in the center that is taller than the others where they would load up? I mean, yes, you can. You can actually merge structures. Like these ones, like all of these are merged structures. Like that's a tower, and then this is like one building repeated all the way around. This is one tower, and then 2 sets of different buildings repeated, along with the fact that some of them are bridging naturally. This one is 4 buildings. No, 2 buildings. So this, and this, and then this in the center. So yeah, you can make combinations and stuff, just like I did with the factories. I would just have to find the slender one. This will be interesting. Once we find the structure, everything will be fine. It's just we have to find it. Alright, class. I am your teacher today, Mr. Slender. And I know it's the first day, but pop quiz. Fuck! I don't know why that just popped into my mind. Alright, structure hunting time. I mean, can I use... No, the Port Terra is way too big. We would still... Even if I use a Port Terra as, like, the main, like, Grand Central, so to speak, we would still need... like, a main structure. Okay, Newport is a mod, so let's try not to take things that are too dependent on the mods. That's another thing, just in case. Rustport... No. Spacers, Spaceport, Metropolis Dark... Maybe Chinaville? Or Seaville has a structure that might work? Mind you, in fairness, I'm gonna say this just like the way Cheese came up with the idea for the roads and stuff, hiding them in the buildings. The train doesn't necessarily have to go through a whole giggity per se. To be fair, if the structure is suitable, they could just go through. Hang on. There is that. It's just that it's a little bit off center. Sorry, itchy nose. Pop quiz. Fuck! What I can do is move it over a little. It might not look as pretty once it's manually moved over, but I don't know about that. Hang on. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll keep that as a possibility. But I don't know yet. Hang on. Lowtown are the ones we're already using. We use significantly. Oh my, a raid. Ooh. Why, hello. Ooh, I haven't received a raid in forever. Ooh, I better get going with my job, huh? Yay! Hello! Wonder if this structure would work as just a, like a real random square, literally. Tell him when he hits his head, you can even hear the guy hit his head, like, ugh! Ninu nanu! What is happening here? I am building a dystopia. A dystopian city. And I'm trying to figure out a structure to make my monorails work. And hello raiders. Welcome in. I am your host, TankGirl90. I am the one, the only Lady of War, the queen of different hair colors. Which actually is very accurate right now. I am also the queen of hats, guns, and a bunch of other things. And tonight... we did not do Story Thursday, actually. I got sick at work, so decided that I would just play a chill, yeah, city builder, yeah, called Dystopica, which I should switch right back to. There we go. As we continue our hunt for a structure that will love the monorail. Actually? Yeah, it's a little gem. It's quite a cute little gem. There's no management or anything. You're just free to build to your heart's content. You can put stuff in billboards. You can actually put your own images. You can put videos. You know, this is a bunch of buildings put together to make just one massive, like, apartment complex. I've got highway, like, little roads and highways running through the buildings. Got little blimps going around. The reason I want to do the monorail is because I want to start setting the monorail around inside the city right now. But that's why I'm trying to figure out what type of a station to use. Like, this Chinaville building works if and only if one of the rails would go in. Which I could fight with it to make it work, but I really don't want to. So, instead, we are trying to figure out if there is another structure that does the job. You are too high now. Also, apparently I've got the sniffles now, but doesn't mean anything. Luckily. Okay, let's get rid of the Chinaville building for a second. And then go over here. I mean, see, that's kind of what I wanted. I kind of wanted the monorail to go through the bars. It might look a little random and weird, but... Alright, I'm trying to find... Was ist los? Was ist... Okay, wait. The girl's having a moment. Alright, so now I'll pull you away, and then I will raise you myself. It's not really what I wanted, though. Look how they start at the top like a roller coaster. Can we raise this enough that it looks okay? Hang on, let me make the monorail actually meet, because that's the problem. It's a little hard to see right now. The problem is, though, I need a generic building in case I have to make the monorails loop under other passes and things. So I need a generic building. This is not generic enough necessarily, because then I would also have to make it bend to the frames and stuff, and I just don't really want that right now. So, brain tired, brain can't be bothered. So, never mind. Okay, you're still up there. Please come down to Earth, or not. Apparently I broke everything somehow. Way to go, tank. Way to go. Oh, I see. Just bring it all the way down. That should fix it. There you go. And then I can just raise it again, since everything defaulted to 0, so to speak. Alright, the hunt continues. Maybe the business district might have one. Ooh, wait a minute. And then... Ah, no. I was hoping it would keep that whole. Ah, giggity. Imagine if I make the monorail. So this is actually what I'm kind of thinking. Okay, this is gonna suck so much for the people aboard it, but hang on. Unless there's like, I don't know, some sort of like inertial dampeners or something. I don't know. What if we hang on? Let me. For just, oh no, that's not gonna work the way I want it to. I could... Oh! Actually... Yeah, kinda. So, I can make it work if and only if it already comes down at another point. That's just like... I mean, hey, I hope the people have some sort of a way to hang on while it's going up and down, because that's gonna suck. Unless... See, I wish there were increments, though, now, too. Like, those are increments, but I wish there was a way to, like, not freehanding it, right? Because... I mean... We could freehand it, technically. actually, now that I think about it. We could just freehand it and try to not make it suck so much. Hang on. Kind of like something along like that. But that's just gonna suck though, because now it's gonna be much harder to do. I can test it. We can test it. The best I can do is test it. Okay, I know I just said that word like no, because now at that low level the monorail is gonna start touching the buildings. I don't want that. I want it to stay high. Alright, back to the drawing board again. It's okay though, that's the whole fun of it, right? Zoink, make that go away. I might have to accept the fact of something like literally a generic building like this. But I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like just how bland these structures look. Like, they're pretty bland. Lowtown has more, like, oomph to it. And then actually, if you also do this to it, it ends up looking a lot better. It is always annoying to try to grab on to the monorail. Hang on. I'm gonna move this for a second. Up like this, because this is the intention. The intention is it's got to at least be above all the lower buildings. Right. And then there's like that. Yeah, and then we can do this. Then we can take another one. It's not what I wanted. And we can do like that, and then the monorails can just go around. So I like this idea. We're gonna take this. Sorry again for the sniffles, everybody. I really don't know why that's occurring now. Oh, hey look! It grabbed onto that. Intriguing. How do I grab onto them both then? Ooh, hang on. I didn't know you can apparently do that. Let me try it. You learn something new every day. Actually, I really do, but... poopy. It's not working. Okay, whatever. Yes, I said that. Anyway, this is going to be a test. I need it for a test. Also, I'm doing a lot of umming here. Eh? I'm absolutely offended by your sniffles. How dare you sniff in front of people? You don't know if I have a nose or not. I might not have the ability to sniff, so, you know, take that. Wow! That's the best you got? God dang it, sorry. I guarantee you though, if I go blow my nose, there is nothing. Yeah, right now. Wah, 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 wah. But I guarantee if I go blow my nose, there's nothing that's gonna come out. Guaranteed. I bet you, like, my nose is sniffling just to sniffle. Case in point. It does take some finagling to find the points, but anyway. Sorry. I'm probably gonna call it soon. Just cause. Alright, I'm gonna do this for a second with this. I'm gonna pull this away and I'm going to take this and like loop it so that I can purposely manipulate it. Then I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna shove this in here. Ew. Okay. I suppose now that I move the monorail, nothing is snapping properly. Okay. Oh, well, first off, let's not put that on the H. Alright, you know what? It's becoming apparent to me that you're just better off putting down a completely new one. There you go. No, that was the last one. Okay, good. This is kind of where I've got to learn a little bit about how to manipulate these a lot better. First off, that's definitely not working. Oh, that's going right through the building. We don't want that. That's... Oh no, it wasn't going through the building. Yeah, it was. Don't think people want to be making snoo snoo and then a freaking monorail just come through with people taking pictures. There. Can do... Ah, crud. It's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. No, that's gonna touch. It's like a bloody roller coaster, bruh. Let's look at what this place looks like with its intended snowstorm. Nice. Blah. Actually, we might just have to make it actually climb on purpose to get to the next station, to be frankly honest. Also because... Actually, no, wait. Ooh, don't like that. It's going through the ad. That's worse. It's going through the... Here, I can just move the ad. Side of the building there. Oh, I think I know how we can make this work. Okay, there might be some reasons for my sniffles, but still. First off, all this has to come up anyway because I can't see a dang thing concerning this, so... Okay, that's why that isn't working. There we go. No, but now it's gonna go through that building. Yeah. But we can do that. We can... You know, for the sake of the look, we can manipulate it a little bit. Auto manipulate it. There we go. Nope. Just like that. Now it's gotta come up, but no, it's gonna crash into it. That, so it's gonna come down a little. There's another station over here, maybe? Station can be imagine having those apartment windows and it's like, ah, honey, what a glorious train station, monorail station, like, shh. I suppose I can move the crab somewhere. Better yet, just move this. Oh, that goes right over the highway. That's cool. And we can immediately here. And then move this immediately over here, and then we'll see what happens if we try to make this touch just the top. Also, I'm gonna rotate that just a little bit. There we go. Now, is there clearance? I mean, just barely. Like, in fact, I think the monorail is actually gonna smack the. Honestly, I think it's gonna smack the highway. I kind of need to know where it is. There it is. Oh, it's actually going through the crab. This is unacceptable. More importantly, though, is exactly that. Oh, yeah, no, it touches. Alright. Easy to fix. Easy to fix. In fact, I believe by raising that, the crab leg isn't really touching it that much. I'll see. I'll wait till she walks forward. Good, she's not touching it. I don't have to move her. I didn't really want to move the crab. And going through the crab hologram doesn't bother me. Awesome. This map is huge. We have to do this the entire map. This is going to be fun. Alright, we're going to save here. And we are going to look for someone to raid on Twitch. I'm sorry we didn't keep to our original plan, but I'm still happy I managed to get a stream in. In fact, it's like a 3-hour stream, which is impressive. It was only supposed to be 2 originally. Tomorrow is Simulator Monday, the new... it's Friday, actually, so good job. It's Simulator Friday, which is usually a Monday, so we're going to try something new with that, which is why I just tripped on my own 2 words there. my own words, my own mouth. I tripped on everything there. Who can we raid? Who can we raid? Tomorrow, it's American Truck followed by Gas Station Simulator. We could raid Ride. Actually, is anybody else playing Dystopica? No, I'm like the only one. That's interesting. Alright, not horribly surprising, just... we can raid Rylan. They're playing Elder Scrolls Online. Okay. So let me get them their thingy. Let me get you guys their thingy. Their raid. Here we go. Show them some love. I love you guys all. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Follow the tank of never-landing hold. History lessons make the crowd lose control. Ancient tales with a modern soul. Every life soon she makes us whole. Fiery times and battles gone. Stories of leaders who ruled on thrones. She brings the past to life each dawn. Streaming till the morning's first yawn. Tank girl's got the history groove. Every hour she makes us move. Warrior queen with a brain so sharp. In her stream the passion sparks. Empires rise and empires fall. Tank girl